Alabama, still on that recruiting heater we were talking about earlier this week. Kalen DeBoer now has, at the time of us recording this, 4 5-star commitments in this 2026 recruiting class. No other school has more than 2. So Kalen DeBoer is doing work. What does this say about him as a recruiter? What does it say about the future of Alabama football? We'll unpack that right now. But if you're an Alabama fan and you want more content around your Crimson Tide, do us a favor now. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It lets us know you want more Bama content, so you subscribing allows us and encourages us to do more content around your Crimson Tide, so we appreciate y'all in advance for being locked in. Remember what was said when Kalen DeBoer got hired at Alabama? And I said the same thing too, or the question we all openly asked. It was a fair question. Can he/will he recruit at the level at which Nick Saban has set the bar in Tuscaloosa? Will they still recruit at a 5-star level, a top 3 level, however you wanted to phrase it? Well, last cycle, it was a great class. Top 3, awesome. This cycle, though, they're in the top 10. Long way to go till signing day. But I think the narrative or the concern that Kalen DeBoer wanted or couldn't recruit, we are very slowly starting to, I think, circle that. And maybe the vultures looking at it. It's about to die, is all I'm trying to say. It's about to die. Because when he got hired, the thought was, well, he's never done it before. He's not from the Southeast. He doesn't have the Southern accent. I don't know how he feels about sweet tea. I don't know how he feels about Chick-fil-A. Listen, I don't know how he feels about those things either, but I know the dude can recruit. Because right now he's recruiting without a ton of momentum on the field. Like, dude's recruiting with a Vanderbilt loss on his resume. Imagine if they make the college football playoff next year. Imagine if they win the SEC next year. Like, Alabama and where they are right now, the work they're doing on the recruiting trail right now will get even more impact and will have more ammo if they have more on-field success next season, which, full transparency, I expect them to have here in 2025. As to what level, we'll talk about in the future. But the fact that Kalen DeBoer is doing this work right now, I think is very, very telling about the kind of efforts Alabama is putting forth on the recruiting trail, both from Kalen DeBoer and from his staff. All right. The other thing I want to make sure we mention, we've said this before, but I want to say it again. It's not just the recruits that he's landing. That's a massive part of this whole thing. But I think it's also equally important as to the kinds of battles or where he's winning those battles at when it comes to the success in the recruiting trail for Kalen DeBoer. Because the concern, if you were a Bama fan, if you had any around last cycle, was, well, that's awesome. We got a top 3 class, but a lot of those cats are from the West Coast, JD. Like, if we want to win in the SEC, we got to win in the recruiting trail on the SEC front. Like, we got to go win in the southeastern part of the United States. And Alabama, with those 4 5-stars they have in the boat right now, all 4 of them from the state of Georgia, from the state of Alabama, like, they're winning those battles against the right teams in the right places. Okay, so for Kalen DeBoer, that's how you have sustained success. Not just winning, recruiting battles and making sure they come to your school. It's making sure they don't go to other schools. Making sure you don't lose someone to a Georgia, to an Auburn, to whoever that can then hurt you in the future. All right, so that's a massive part of this whole thing as well for Kalen DeBoer. But I think it's a little bit maybe under-talked about how big a deal this is for Kalen DeBoer to recruit like this at Alabama. I don't think anybody should or is openly questioning his coaching acumen. Like, Kalen DeBoer can coach football. Saw him at Washington do it at a high level. Saw him do it at a high level at Fresno State. The X's and O's part of this for Kalen DeBoer is as dialed in as there is in the country, from my humble opinion. If you don't believe me, go look at what he did against Georgia last year in the first half with a quarterback running his offense that isn't really the offense Kalen DeBoer, I think, truly wants to run. He can dial it in now. And also he has his offensive coordinator now back in the mix with him, who he's had the most success with a Ryan Grubb coming back from the NFL level, now with Alabama, previously at Washington. Like, it's all there. It's all there. So I don't have any doubts about Kalen DeBoer coaching football. And if he's going to have top-tier talent, look out. Look out. Because what I just said, recruiting this way with a Vanderbilt loss on your schedule, with an Oklahoma loss on your schedule from a season ago, what happens when they start winning more games? What happens when they have real accolades to speak to and can pull out the SEC title card or pull out the college football playoff card and get recruits to commit that way? That's where this thing, I think, gets a lot more momentum for Alabama and for Kalen DeBoer and the efforts out there in Tuscaloosa. So Alabama staying hot on the trail, top 10 class right now. I understand they want to finish higher than that, but still, to have the success right now with the lack of momentum on the field, I think is very telling as to the kind of chops Kalen DeBoer has as a recruiter. Make sure you're locked right here. Alabama fans, let me know your thoughts on this class so far. how you're feeling about this thing heading into the rest of July. But appreciate y'all being dialed in. Caden Smith on the ones and the twos. Myself, JD Pickell. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We will keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time.